What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome to Strictly Blizzness episode 30, and we are in for a special episode. As we, not me, they are live from the IFL League meetings. Kathy, how are you doing over there?
Hey, Ryan, I'm doing good. I'm glad you decided to let me join, although I'm in another state.
That's fair.
But yeah. Before we get into our niceties, because we've had a meeting, our meeting started today and we've had a full morning, and I know Todd wants to take a break. So I wanted to introduce everybody to our commissioner, Todd Tryon.
Awesome.
Well, hi there, Green Bay Nation. It's exciting to be here. We're excited to be down here for our league meetings, wrapping up 2021, getting prepared for 2022. You know, it's already shaping up to be an exciting off season here.
So, Ryan, do you have any questions for Todd?
Yeah, I feel like we've teased Todd being on the show like 4 times, and it's finally happened now. Was going to be in Green Bay, not in Green Bay, but now we got him. Was going to wear a Santa hat, is not wearing a Santa hat currently.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We were going to have him at a certain game that he didn't show up to.
Right? Yeah, I'll fire off a couple questions, and then we can get him out of there. So, Todd, we just went through, I believe our slogan was embrace the chaos. How are you feeling after a year in the books now? Because your first season as commish would have been 2022, correct? Or 2020, correct? So what are your takeaways? How are you feeling after a year in the books now?
You know, I call it the 20-month season is what I call it. And, we're excited to close the chapter. And, it was an unbelievable season. You take away all the outside noise on the field. I thought it was our most competitive season we've ever had. It came all the way down to the Unitable, our first overtime game we've ever had. And so, excited to close the chapter on that never-ending season. And, it's going to be fun here to focus towards 2022 and to get this offseason, figure out how we can all get better on and off the field. And, I thought it was a great year.
I'd agree.
So
what else you got, Ryan?
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to moving into 2022, and any sneak previews of the, we'll say 4 or 5 hours you guys have met so far, or anything that can be shared?
I know I'll leave it up to Kathy if she wants to share anything that's going on down here. But, as far as a sneak peek, I think like any business and any product, we're just trying to get better each day. And as we sit here and review the good and the bad for 2021, you figure out the mistakes you made, you correct them, and we'll figure out how to be a better league, which ultimately, helps with each franchise and how they can have themselves a better year.
That's awesome. Kathy, you got anything for him while you got him there?
Well, I want him to answer that never-ending question that we have, which is, when is that schedule going to be ready, Todd?
That's it'll be done sooner this year than it was last. I can guarantee you
so
that.
We are improving. We're improving every year as to when we get it out. That October 1 date that we talked about is not going to happen. We're still waiting on some dates from arenas. As you know, with us and the Resh, everybody's now starting to put those concerts and whatever they couldn't get to during COVID booked in. So it's whatever dates were available, they took. So even for us, we're supposed to have 8 games and we only got 8 dates. So that's tough. We really should be producing and giving the league at least 10 dates to play with. And unfortunately, some arenas are going to be like that. It's going to be tough to get dates.
So I will optimistically say the first week of October, we should have a draft out to the owners, and usually it goes back and forth a couple times, and you'll lose a date, add a date, and then you'll come out the second, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth draft. And ideally, by the middle of the month, we've got our schedule in place, and everyone's out building their 2022.
Yeah, and really the thing we did agree on, and I'll share this because we always have those people, and we know them very well out on the forum that are, it wasn't a competitive season, or so-and-so had a better schedule. We are going to look at finances over competition. And then as this year, the best teams were in the playoffs, literally. And then the best 2 teams were in the United Bowl. And so I feel that we'll get to that point again, even keeping it with the way that we're planning on it. We're looking at conferences. Until we get true dates from everybody, it's hard to really make that decision.
Nice.
So, got anything else on that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's an exciting time putting the schedule together, as you well know.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
So the meetings are in Vegas. So win or lose any money last night?
Walked away from the table, actually.
Nice.
I should have.
And did the Trinklers rope you into watching the Packer game, Todd?
Oh, we all did. We were at a big sports bar, and it was a fun environment. And it was about half 49er fans and half Packer fans, and so half of them left happy.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It was actually really exciting to watch that game. All right, I'm going to let Todd get out and do his thing. I'm actually going to take my camera guy that's behind the scenes here, which is Larry, grab that from him, and they can go do their thing, and you and I will wrap up the show.
Sounds good. Thank you, Todd.
Good work, Ryan. You do a great job.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right, man. So what else we got to talk about?
We have a slew of upcoming movies. We can talk about a day of kickers in the NFL yesterday.
What a day of kickers.
Yep.
Even when Mason got up to do that last field goal, what is going on with this hair? Even when Mason got up to do that last field goal, my heart was going a little pitter patter. Like, is this going to be the one that fails?
Right.
But all in all, a really cool day to watch football. I got to see highlights, and that's about it, simply because I was on a plane for most of the day.
Got it.
But yeah, I lost most of my picks, so there's that. But
What did you think of even as a general football fan, a 66-yard field goal to put the Lions away in historic fashion was pretty incredible.
So to put the Lions away, yes, I loved it. Would I want to be on the receiving end of that? I actually have a guest that's walking through here. He's gonna come on in a minute. We have somebody else. This would be a treat too to see him. I'm not going to give you any names yet, but we'll have him weigh in on a couple of things, because he's actually going to present after we're done with our lunch break today.
Okay.
So we'll have him drop in and say hey.
Sweet.
But I did want to let's continue talking about the NFL just a little bit. What's exciting for me, get that microphone up. What's exciting for me is it's turning out to be a crazy season within the NFL.
Yeah.
The normal predictions, like even the first half of the Packer game, I really thought San Francisco was going to hand us our lunch, quite honestly. We had a fantastic first half as Packer fans. And then right before the halftime, what that looked like.
Yep.
And then we thought, oh man, here it comes, right?
Yeah, well, wasn't the score before it got out of hand in the Buccaneers game 10-0, and then it landslided into terrible, correct, incorrect? But it felt like that, so.
Yeah, and really, Larry and I, we got here right about, it was probably right around the end of the first quarter. So we actually stayed in our room for the first half to end, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is fabulous. They're doing great. And then that last, again, 2 minutes before half, we just let some things fall apart. But in the end, they came up with the win, and that's all that really matters at the end.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, that's the idea. So, yeah, we got let's transition to movies.
Yes.
Unless you had something else in the NFL.
No, I think we're on the week of Venom, and then we're on to Bond. And that is 25 years of Bond.
Okay, we've clarified that it's not 25 years of Bond. But,
okay, it's 25 days of Bond. Go on.
Yeah,
525,600 minutes of Bond? How do you measure the time in a year?
You can just keep going. Maybe Drew will come up with something exciting.
When I say Big Bark, you say
Wolf.
From Vegas.
On location in Vegas. Yeah. You have something very important happening this Thursday.
What's that? Going to Venom?
Well, beyond that, you have a birthday.
I'm not getting any younger on Thursday, so.
You aren't getting younger, but you do have a birthday. So we want to do a Blizzard Nation shout out to Ryan for a happy birthday on Thursday.
Thank you, Blizzard Nation and Kathy from Vegas.
Yes. All right. So as far as the league meetings go, we have I would say it's been a very productive morning. I'm switching gears on you, and I apologize
That's
for
good.
that. The league meetings have always been sometimes a point in contention, sometimes behaviors are non-productive, I'll say. But with Todd as our commissioner and the things that we have been discussing already today, we've had some great conversations. We've had some difficult conversations, but all in all, I think it's flowing the way that it should. And for the first time since I remember being at a league meeting, we're actually on time with the schedule.
Wow.
So we usually, that is a wow. We usually are not on track by any stretch of the imagination with the schedule that our commissioner puts together. So with that, I do want to introduce somebody that's going to come on screen and just say a couple words to us, and get ready.
Right on.
I have a special guest. He's very important to the league, but he's not someone that many people know. And he's out of breath. Were you just running?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He was literally running.
What?
I have with me, and Tom, you're going to kind of do this. I have Tom Fasanelli with me.
Hey, Tom.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good.
He's out of breath, literally. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep him on camera, or just hold my prop like that. Got it? All right.
Sorry, I went for a run. I don't go on till after lunch, so I can go shower up. So excuse my appearance, but here we are.
Nice.
So Tom's here to talk to us a little bit. Oh, good job. He's a good cameraman.
He is. He's a great cameraman, actually.
He is here to discuss some changes or proposed hopes that the owners will embrace around our refs. We did struggle with our refs this year. Tom's going to talk to us a little bit about that. And some of that had to do, as you and I, Ryan, have discussed on our show, just the availability and the timeline that we were playing in. So I'm going to give it to Tom for just a sec here. And you can talk to Tom, ask Tom some questions.
Well, it was a rough year. And I think what the overriding factor was last season was the conflict between NCAA and the IFL games. Usually the IFL plays, we start in March, we're done in July, and our officials are available. All our officials are NCAA officials. In fact, we have a really good variety. In fact, we've had officials in the IFL have worked the national title games.
Oh, nice.
And are still working for us. They're all, a lot of them Division I major, Power 5 conference officials, but with the spring college season conflicting with the IFL season, and then even the playoffs this season, it was rough with availability and, a couple weak spots with the officiating also that we need to address. And another important factor is the way we track fouls and coaching plays. And we have a system that every Power 5 conference, all the most of the FCS conference, a lot of D3 conferences use is Quick Ref. And it's an online program that I'm going to pass out to the owners this afternoon, a 192-page report from last season from a subdivision conference, and it shows availability. They think it's all about officiating. I think the program's about 10% about officiating, but unfortunately, I think once the coaches get a hold of this program, they're going to be like a dog with a bone, and they won't be able to get rid of it, which is my hope too, because personally, my selfish reasons, I want it for the officiating. It's very good for training the officials, for grading the officials, and then also grading the graders of the officials. So it's just a good program we want to get. We'll get a good introductory price, but I think once the coaches get a hold of it, dog with a bone, I'll be happy. We'll have this for the next 10 years if I'm still around.
Nice.
I made it the first 9 or 10, and hopefully I last. That's why I got to go out and run every day, stay in shape, my old bones.
So any
ask away. I'll talk forever. What's your questions?
Any rule changes that are being debated are already official as of the meetings?
No,
okay.
I think that'll be taken up with the coaches.
Okay.
I know throughout the season I get a lot of pushback from certain coaches that are new to the league that don't like our rules, but they're there for a reason. They're set in stone. I always tell the coaches, hey, you give us the rules, the owners give us the rules, we enforce them. We don't care as officials what the rules are. It's up to the coaches to lobby the owners to change the rules. And then I tell them they're not changing that rule. The certain rules that they complain about. I said that's not getting changed. But hey, they can try.
Is there a particular rule you personally think needs adapting, changing, or just has to go?
Well, I like the way it's set up. Some of our rules are very, very hard to officiate with the belt. And would I like to get rid of all those belt violations and get rid of the defensive belt? Certainly, because it would take about 30% of the pressure off the officials pre-snap, what they're looking for. But that would hurt the game, so we're not going to do that. So, yeah, I'd like to get rid of all those.
That was a personal question. That's a fair answer.
Yeah, but it's not going to be good for the league, so we're not going to do it.
That makes sense. I think the most important question I have is Jim Schaefer your favorite referee?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's on record here.
No. I mean, I don't have. He's one of our top ones. Would I say he's the best? No. But I'll tell you what. As far as Jim's concerned, that guy knows the rules.
Yep.
Inside out. I'd say almost as good as me, but not quite. And he doesn't put up with a lot of stuff on the field, so I like that.
He also invented a rule in the do-over, but it's a different story for a different day. So
yes, it is. It probably is.
There is no foul on the play. The play was shut down. It is not a touchdown. We're going to have a do-over on that play.
I forget about that. Well, you'd have to jog my memory on that.
He just called. It's a joke for us because our season was the do-over season. Because on the field, instead of saying repeat the down, he said that's a do-over.
It should be repeat the down. And you know what, Schaefer, if you're listening to this, you got to work on your announcements, buddy. You really do. And I've told him that all the time. So it is what it is.
Nice. I can't think of any other questions. Kathy, you got any?
I speak the truth, my friend. When we make mistakes, here's a quick story for you. Now, and this is a guy that has worked 2 national championship games in the last 6 years, I think. So we had a game about 4 years ago, and I still remember it was in Arizona. I watched all the games, and he had a mistake in the game. Nothing real significant. It was a scrimmage, a field goal into the end zone, hit the ground, which is an automatic dead ball at any level of football. He allowed the receiver pick up the ball and run it back about 20 yards. Not a big deal. It's a mistake. But the problem was the guy who ran the ball back got tackled by his face mask and he got injured. Not real bad, but he had to leave the game. But it was a mistake that wouldn't have happened if they enforced, hey, they killed it. Now, this guy has worked 2 championship games. He knows the rules. So he called me up after the game. Were you watching? I said, yes, I was. He goes, all I was thinking about going home is, gosh darn it, I'm going to be the lead-in play to your training tape this week. And I said, you got it. You certainly are.
Made
and
the
no one's going to make that mistake the rest of the year. So, and like I said, this guy's a top-level guy. We make mistakes, and we correct them.
That's awesome. I can't think of anything else, Kathy. Tom, we thank you a ton for taking time and being there and investing time in the league as well.
Green Bay is a lovely place. I loved my trip up there this season. So thank you. It was very, very, very nice place to see. I hope to get back.
Great talking to you again.
Back to Mrs. T.
Mrs. T. She
Mrs.
pities
T.
the fool.
What's that?
You pity the fool, Mrs. T?
I pity the fool. Yeah, that'll be my new line because I'm Mrs. T instead of Mr. Excellent. So that was a nice, that was a guest speaker that I hadn't even planned on. So that's fantastic.
Awesome.
What else you got for me?
I mean, we've had 2 good guests that are better than me, and I'm our normal host with you. So,
Yep.
Big Bark's nodding. Yes, they are better than you, Ryan.
Well, and like we told fans, we're going to start to incorporate more football content. We don't want to take away from the coaches show, but we do want to show that we do care about the game. We're just not as involved in the game.
You just made it like our show was complete nonsense.
Well, it's a behind the scenes show,
yes,
right? I mean, that's what we're about, is we're behind the scenes, but we want to also show the correlation with us as a football team as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about that.
I'll probably learn a little bit about the game when we start having guests on teaching us about IFL football.
Well, there you go. There you go. Awesome. I loved his correlation with Dog with the Bone. I was going to say wolf in the background. He did more of a growl.
He growled. Actually, I think it was McGruff, take a bite out of crime is what it felt like. So.
Take a bite out of crime.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. So what else do we have for the fans? I kind of talked a little bit about league meetings.
Yep.
Todd addressed the schedule. Those were really the 2 big things that we had hoped to get out of these meetings. We do have some things that will become public. I can't share them
Sure.
here because we'll be posting before they would be made public. But all things that in the end will strengthen us as a league.
Awesome.
So I think they're proper decisions. It's just there might be some hiccups because of them.
Got it. Are all the new teams in attendance as well?
Yes. So we have, they're new/old, right?
Yep.
Because San Diego is here. And then we also have the new San Jose team. The San Jose Panthers are here, but those are both teams that are coming out of dormancy.
Sure.
Quad Cities is here because they're coming out of dormancy. And obviously the new Las Vegas team is here. Yeah.
Very cool. I don't know what else I have. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear from you after these meetings, and I'm excited to go see a movie on Thursday.
Yes, I'm excited. The more that I see of Venom, the more excited I am to go see it. But,
Yep.
yeah. So the big question, and as we wrap up here, is do you know how to do the proper?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm going this way, but
And I have no idea how that's. Because I'm going this way. I mean, I'm coming towards you the right way.
nope.
Okay. So I'm going this way.
I'm pretty sure. But to me, it looks like we're going the same direction. So here comes camera magic.
Well, so normally when I'm on the show, I turn towards you and I do that. But I think I'm going to have to do this. So
Yes.
maybe we need to have shirts made up about how to do a proper high five. I don't know.
Turn to your neighbor. Say, should we hit him with it? Should we hit him with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe,
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.